Namaskar and a very good evening to all the viewers. I'm Pranaame Bhagawati and I welcome you all to Friday at 9. We come across different people in the course of a lifetime. From some we learn, from some, from the others also learn from us. And in some course of time, we both work together too. We regularly post all our conversations, interviews, and talk shows in our website of the Amrapali magazine. You can log in anytime. It is amrapalimagazine.online. And we regularly feature the articles and um, talk shows and features specifically related to art, culture, and heritage. So please subscribe and stay updated. Tonight we have a very talented Hindustani classical vocalist with us, Shri Kumar Anand ji. Kumar Sia, you're on the screen now.
Yes, namaskar. Namaskar.
Mr. Kumar Anand is from Deoghar, from Jharkhand, and we have been knowing each other from quite a long time. It's been many years that we know each other. और हम दोनों ने एक साथ काम भी किया है. He's a terrific artist and I really love the way he composes his music and he sings it. And पूरा ambience ऐसा लगता है कि I don't think so even the non-dancers also cannot sit still when he sings. So today in our show we have the very dynamic vocalist Shri Kumar Anand ji. So I request Kumar ji to please introduce yourself to our guest.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm Kumar Anand from Devghar, Jharkhand, and I'm a Hindustani classical vocalist. And I've been in the field of music since last almost 37, 38 years. And I had started learning when I was at the tender age of 7 years. And before that, I was singing. But I did not have proper training for music. So one of very renowned gurus in Devghar, he just met my father one day. He told him that, why don't you give him training for classical music? At that time, we did not have harmonium at my home. So my father then decided to, let me tell you before that, uh, my neighborhood, in my neighbor, one very good family, Mr. Professor Dharmraj Bahadur. Now he is no more. So his children used to learn music, and I used to go to his house, and then I got inspired that I should also play harmonium, or I should learn music. So in this way, the journey started. My father went to Samastipur and brought one harmonium for me, and then I started taking training under a guru, Sri Gopal Karmkar, at that time. Now he is no more, and then afterwards, after 3-4 years, then proper classical training I started taking under my classical guruji, Shri Dilip Narayan Khawade ji. He is in Devghar presently, and he is still very active, training the students and preparing uh, more and more good singers. And so under him, I took training for almost 9 to 10 years. After that, I did my graduation. While doing my graduation, I had already made up my mind that I have to go in the field of music. And since many people, my parents were in teaching line only, so I was highly inspired by them. Let me go to teaching line. And I had read an article regarding music, what all scopes are there in music. So then at that time I was not having that much qualification, but uh, having Prabhakar, Sangeet Prabhakar degree, uh, I thought that let me try in the field of teaching. So I started applying, and finally I got selected in Rajkamal Saraswati Vidya Mandir as trained graduate teacher, TGT, at that time in 1995. So my journey towards teaching as teacher in music started. Slowly and slowly, then I started, kept on working hard and hard. So I became uh, head of music of Vidya Bharati Jharkhand. So under my control, all the 40 schools of Vidya Bharati as Saraswati Vidya Mandir, they all the music teachers used to take training from me once in a year at different places in Jharkhand. So, and then I um, went on national level also in Vidya Bharati programs. I went for recording a cassette also in Delhi in 1997, as I remember, and very quickly I was given
Rough took
so
over.
importance. Yes, and it was
It's a
and the
blessing.
journey was. Yes, yes, ma'am.
Blessing. It's a blessing.
So people started recognizing my talent, and even I was also feeling very motivated. And my principal at that time, Mr. Fool Singh, he used to support me very much morally, and he used to tell everyone about my talent, that we are having very good teacher, talented teacher, Mr. Kumar Anand ji, meet him. So in this way, I used to get very motivated. After that, I thought that now let me try further. So then I tried for Vidya Devi Jindal School, Hisar. There I was selected, and there also I spent for 8 years. Before that, in Rajkamal, I spent more than 10 years. 10 years. And so total 8 years in Vidya Devi Jindal School. So there I met you all, and
Yeah.
Jayant sir
Me
as
too.
HOD. So, and under your guidance also, and we used to enjoy a lot, and so much full support from both of you I used to get. And there, then at that time, I think by 2000, yes, before that only in 2000, I had got selected in All India Radio Bhagalpur as means my audition. Uh, I had passed my voice test audition, and so uh, there I started giving my program as Sugam Sangeet singer, means bhajan and geet.
Okay.
So for more than 8 years, I gave program in All India Radio Bhagalpur. But when I came to Hisar, Chindal school, it was very difficult for me to maintain that thing. So going to Bhagalpur and record in studio. So I could not get that much liberty. I could not get that much time also. So then I left my journey in the field of performing in All India Radio. So at that time, I performed in Doordarshan, also Patna Doordarshan, once in Ranchi Doordarshan, then once in Jharkhand, uh, Daltonganj. Yes, I remember Daltonganj. So in this way, after that, I started developing, concentrating more in the field of classical music, and kept on practicing and practicing. Then in 2013, uh, I I used to think that still the journey is not over. So I tried for more betterment, and in Mayo College Girls School, I was selected as a senior teacher, PGT vocal music. And here in Mayo College Girls School, no doubt classical music is being given so much importance. And Indian classical music is as a subject here. So I take this Indian classical music as a subject, and also as activity. Also, many those who are in class 7th or 8th, they come to me as to learn different songs
I
as
think the
activity.
school also have got it as a sixth subject for the board
Yes,
student.
yes, it is. It is
That's a very good thing.
as sixth subject. Yes, and it benefits a lot.
Very much,
And
because in most of the
yes.
residential schools that we have witnessed,
Hmm.
they have got this music, fine arts, dance as a fifth and sixth subject that actually
Definitely,
benefits
definitely.
student
Hmm.
ultimately.
Here,
Mhm.
yes, in Mayo College Girls School, we are having Indian classical vocal, and
Mhm.
then classical sitar. Sitar also is as a subject. Then
Okay.
we are having tabla as a subject. Then we are having Kathak dance as a
Now you have got
subject.
a wide variety. You're
Yes, yes.
enjoying. You've got a wide variety there.
Yes, yes. Here, then Bharatnatyam is as a subject. Odissi dance is as a subject up till class 10th. All the dance subjects are here as up till class 10th, but
Mhm.
uh, sitar, tabla, and classical vocal is up to class
Class
12th.
10, 12. Okay,
Yes,
okay. So
yes,
let me tell
yes.
you, Kumarji, that you have got comments out here, from Navdeep Pratap Singh Jhala
Oh,
ji,
acha.
Chandrasekhar
Wow.
ji, Neha
Yes,
Priya ji,
namaskar.
Mehta
Namaskar,
ji, they
Navdeep
all
ji.
are in touch with you. They're sending you
Chandrasekhar
till.
Tripathi. Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
saw.
yeah.
I saw
And
their
I
message.
also
Yes.
need to tell our viewers that you can also ask questions on this live show, and we'll be very happy to have you as a viewer asking our guest questions. So this thing, let me go further. Like, what circumstances were responsible to mold you as a professional singer?
Um, as professional singer, um, I used to perform on various stages right from my childhood. So when I was hardly 8 or 9 years old, I got chance to perform in Chetna Samiti Vidyapati Parv Samaroh, and as I'm I speak Maithili language, so I performed in Vidyapati Parv Samaroh, and I used to sing Maithili songs very much at that time. So I got the invitation from Patna, and continuously 3 years as child artist. I went there. So slowly and this is regarding 1980, 81, and 82. 3 years continuously I performed there. After that, a little bit break. Then I performed in Madhupur also once, in Ranchi also once. Mm. And after that, I started learning classical music properly. And then uh, at Dhanbad, then at Giridih, Uh, these all places at Devghar, so many times I have performed on various stages. So these all things motivated me. And yes, once at Nagpur also in Sanskar Bharati Akhil Bharatiya program at national level, I got chance to perform uh, the classical, pure
Very nice. As
classical.
you said about the Maithili language, so how
Yes.
the Maithili language finds its way within the Hindustani classical music. Because, whenever we used to discuss, you always used to talk about the inclination and the mingling of the Maithili language with the Hindustani classical music. So if you can tell our viewers about it, and I would also request you to render something related to this question.
Okay, okay. See, in Maithili language, one very famous poet, Mahakavi Vidyapati, um had written so many pads, so many poems, and he had mentioned particular ragas for this. Yes, Rahul ji, namaskar. खुश रहिए. So various means all those songs were based on various ragas. So Mahakavi Vidyapati uh, was no doubt, I think he had great knowledge of classical music also. Huh? So, what all the things I saw means in Vidyapati Padavali. So he had written about many ragas also, that this song should be sing in this rag. So like this. So one song is there, Sakhi hai hamar dukh ka nahi or. Hmm? So in that, the Naika is saying that to her other friend, uh, Jai Mata Di, Navdeep ji. So Mata, yes. Now what I was saying, that Naika was telling the her other friend that, हे सखी हमर दुखक नहीं और, मतलब कि मेरे दुख का अंत नहीं है. ई भर बादर माह भादर सून मंदिर मोर. ये भादव महीना है. हाँ, इतना बादर है, पूरा चारों ओर बादल है, लेकिन मेरा जो मंदिर है वो सूना है. झंपी घन गर जंती संतत भुवन भरी बरसंतिया. मेघ गरज रहे हैं, भारी बारिश हो रही है. कंत पाहुन काम दारुण सघन खरसर हंतिया. तो this particular song has been based on Rag Desh, and I have tried to sing in my own style. So I'm just trying. Um,
Yes, please.
hmm, ah, ah, हमर दुखक नहीं और, सखी है हमरा दुखक नहीं और, हे सखी हमर दुखक नहीं और. ई भर बादर माह भादर सोन मंदिर मोर. हे सखी हमर दुखक नहीं और. Now there is pad. In that, if you can imagine something, you can create some thing in classical dance in Kathak also. So just
Yes.
listen this. झम्पि घन गर जंति संतत भुवन भरि बर संतिया कंत पाहुन काम दारुण सघन खर सर हंतिया झम्पि घन गर जंति संतत भुवन भरि बर संतिया कंत पाहुन काम दारुण सघन खर सर हंतिया हंतिया आ हे सखी हमर दुखक नहीं और. In this way,
Very nice.
we can
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
develop so many things.
We
Creative.
have lots of viewers praising you. Rahul Kumarji,
Oh,
Abhilasha Ocha.
wow.
Very nice.
Thank
Thanks.
you,
Thanks to
Abhilasha.
all the viewers. Thanks to all the viewers for coming online and showing your live. Thank you so much. So, Kumarji, I just want to ask you,
Yes,
suppose like people like you and other artists, they've been working so hard promoting the Indian classical dance or music or instrumental. So, in this phase, when we see a lot of reality shows coming up in the television or
yes.
in or on a live stage, time to time. So, in the time of reality show and westernized electronic music, how much the Indian classical music is seen to be rooted in purity.
As far as the purity is concerned, actually, it has become a trend nowadays that in the reality shows, most of the singers or performers, they want uh, just means in a very short form, they want an amalgamation of all the things, means as
Yes.
classical, semi classical, or something folk or ghazal or everything, filmy songs they have to perform. And so they don't have uh, time to go in detail about a rag. Yes, they know, all those who are talented singers, definitely they can sing very difficult songs very easily. When we see the reality shows, then I just imagine that when I was at their age, I could not sing that much fluently.
Mhm.
uh, how they perform. But what I feel, because you have asked me, then honestly I must say that classical music is something very vast, and one cannot take it very easily, and it is just like sadhana, and keep on doing the sadhana. And as far as I am concerned, I have taken it as sadhana only, and I do practice every day, and I do take it as meditation, and I do meditation in the form of my riyaz in my puja room. So, and it gives me immense pleasure. Hmm. It gives me immense pleasure, and
Okay. So, like, I'm not against any doing somebody fusion or something electronic and mixing up with Indian classical music, but maybe one should have a deep rooted knowledge about it, and then go further and can keep on doing some blending or fusion as per time or stage demands. But the purity in their thought process and in their learning must be there.
yes, in this connection, ma'am, I want to add one thing. The Guru Shishya Parampara, even your husband Jayant sir has lived in Delhi under the guidance of Pandit Birju Maharaj, I know, and he had been there for more than I think 4 5 years. So he stayed with his Guruji, and he had close observations about the dance, and that's why both of you are no doubt one of the best classical dancers, Kathak dancers in India, and uh, whenever we take name of couples, then definitely Jayant Bhagawati sir and Pranami ma'am's name comes on top. So, uh, what I wanted to say that in the field of classical music or dance, you have to be under very good guidance of a guru, and this should not be short term. You should have means contact with your guru for years and years, and then only. But you should be very proper in choosing your guru as well. So
Yes.
if you choose your proper guru, then you should not leave your guru under means any other pressure or any other circumstance. Um so the guidance of guru and to learn a proper rag, it takes lots of time. You cannot boast that you have learned a rag in 1 month. No, because for going detail in rag, deep root in rag, it needs a lot of practice, and the very good guidance of guru. Both the things are needed equally. That's all I have to say, ma'am.
And this is the last question. What is
Yes,
your
ma'am.
take in promoting music amidst different generations? And any advice for the upcoming talents and those who really want to learn singing as a passion and then maybe later turn it into a profession? What's your intake in promoting the Indian classical music amongst the new generation?
uh, if we compare the old generation and new generation, definitely old generation had lots of patience. Huh? So at that time, what I feel, old generation had very much time also with them, and
Mhm.
they so old generation had so much time with them. Now modern age is a little bit fast. You have to cope up with so many things at one time. So definitely one cannot have that much time for the practice as well, and one has to perform so many things.
Mhm.
If he learns classical music, then he has to perform equally semi classical. He should be very well adept in other varieties of singing. So this is the requirement, but classical is the means what I can say, it is the base. You have to learn classical. You can't exclude classical music.
So
So
how do
if
you
unless yes.
so from your end, how do you mold this classical training to your students? Because nowadays students are very technologically fast and they hardly get any time, because earlier days we used to have our
Hmm.
studies, then evening we used to have our evening practices, and then later coming after coming home we used to do our homework. But nowadays students, they don't get time, tuition, then extra
Hmm.
classes, studies, they hardly find time to get engrossed with some of this passion. So in that
Hmm.
phase of time, how do you deal with this situation? Suppose you have come across a student who is really good, who is really a gem, and could be
Hmm.
really, a better singer later stage. But he or she is not able to find out time. So how do you mold him or her, and how do you guide them?
The same problem my students in Mayo College Girls School also face. Many girls are so many talented girls are there,
Mm-hmm.
but they have pressure of other subjects, and they have to cope up with all the other subjects, so they don't practice.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest them most often that yes, I know your difficulty, girls. You can't practice what all I teach you. You have to practice it every day, at least 1 hour. What you I used to do when I used to learn from my Guruji, and he used to teach me once in a week, and rest all 5 to 6 days. Now uh, I used to practice. But my suggestion is that keep going, and when you become well settled in life, or if you have to excel in the field of music only, then you have to choose a guru, and you have to give importance to your guru, and you have to learn all the rags in detail. Then only you can become a very talented singer, and having good quality. That's all I have to say.
Very true.
And those who can uh, think, let me take training of music just a little bit right now, and when I become fully settled, then I can keep on taking proper training. At that time I can start. So this way, alternative way also can be done. So if a person is well set in his life or her life, suppose after marriage, or if he or she gets a good job, then if he or she wants to continue uh, taking proper training in the field of music, then they can plan like that, and along with it, they can keep on practicing a little bit only, if whatever they can manage. That's all I have to say.
Very true, very true. So we will be sharing much more about Kumar Anandji on our website, amrapalimagazine.online. So I request all my viewers to please subscribe to our website and stay updated about all of this. And I'm so thankful and glad to Kumar Anandji that you have come to our show and really graced this evening. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you have
Yes,
come over here.
my real pleasure also, ma'am,
You
that you
rendered
had
it so
invited
beautifully.
me, and yes, ma'am, and I'm
Beautifully,
also
so
extremely
beautifully.
honored, ma'am. I'm very much honored, and you had given me chance, and we had been very good colleagues as well. And
Yes,
I remember my old days in VDJS, Vidyadevi
yes,
Jindal School,
yes.
and after that you started excelling in the field of classical dance, and you are impaneled artist in ICCR as well, and you have been to foreign tours so many times. So you are also excelling so much, and my best wishes to you, and as well
Thank you
as
so
Jan
much.
sir. Thank you, ma'am.
All God's grace, and thank you so much, Kumarananji. Great interacting with you and knowing about your
Yes,
musical
ma'am.
skills. Thank you once again. So, all my viewers, please do not forget to check back our website, amrapalimagazine.online. This whole conversation will be there and much more with the links to Kumaranandji's photos and videos. So, dear friends, here I come to the end of this episode. Next Friday, I will be here again with another wonderful artist. Do follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channel. Stay tuned and please like, comment, and share Amrapali Magazine for the benefits of arts and artists. Thank you all once again. Good night. Bye bye.
Thank you. Good night.